Hello and welcome to Frontrunner Motorsport, and we got some massive news today from the world of the BTCC. The return of three-time BTCC champion Gordon Shedden to the grid again. I feel like I have already made this video once before, and that's because I have. Almost 4 years ago I talked about his return to Team Dynamics, which only lasted a couple of years, but he did add 4 more BTCC wins to his record, taking him to a total of 52 race wins. But on his 4th return to the BTCC, maybe 5th if you count his part-time appearances in 2009, he is returning with the Toyota Gazoo racing team instead of Team Dynamics, something he hasn't done since that ill-fated 2009 season when he raced a Seat for GR Asia and Clyde Valley Racing. In fact, out of his 407 race appearances in the British touring cars, 390 have been in Hondas, 12 in Seats and 2 in a Ford Focus, back in the old production class days of 2001. Strange that Gordon Shedden would choose to side with Toyota instead of One Motorsport in the returning Honda Civic. They could have had a dangerous pairing in Shedden and Josh Cook. Instead, Shedden is joining Ronan Pearson, Aaron Taylor-Smith and a yet unnamed driver at Toyota. Maybe it was the manufacturer backing that prompted Shedden to go to Toyota instead. Personally, I feel like this is a massive steal for Toyota. Whilst they've won races and generally been around the top places, they've never felt like a title-challenging team. That's despite the best efforts of Rory Butcher and Josh Cook, who really got the best out of the car. Not only that, but Toyota have had to announce completely new driver lineups in 2023, 2024, and now 2025. Even with one space left, Andrew Watson has confirmed he's left the series, Aidan Moffat and Josh Cook have gone to different teams, and apparently Rob Huff wasn't happy with Toyota and isn't coming back in 2025. So, from Rory Butcher, Ricky Collard and George Gamble in 2023, to Huff, Cook, Moffat and Watson in 2024, Toyota Gazoo and Speedworks haven't had a proper run at the title since Tom Ingram in 2020. Gordon Shedden, with his over 400 races, 3 championships and 50 plus wins, brings the touring car racing experience and winning ability with him, and is of course the most successful BTCC driver to race in a Toyota since Andy Rouse back in the early 90s. So, could he be the missing piece of the puzzle that finally allows Toyota to challenge BMW, Ford and Hyundai? Maybe. I think there's more to it than that. And Gordon Shedden is also prone to the advances of time. Before his 2021 return, he finished in the top 4 of the championship every year between 2010 and 2017. But when he returned, he finished 6th and then 7th. It happens to everyone. Matt Neal and Jason Plato slipped down the order quite abruptly after very long careers, and even Colin Turkington has struggled more in the last few years. Age surely does have an effect, otherwise with enough money you could just keep going forever. Gordon Shedden on his return will ultimately be the proof of whether or not this is true. He's only 46, but if you look at Matt Neal for example, his form started to slip back in 2014 when he was 47, and Jason Plato had a similar dip in form in 2016 when he was 47. So it's drivers in their mid-40s we need to keep an eye on. This is part of what Christian Dick had to say about the deal to sign Shedden. It's no secret that the BTCC is won and lost by fine margins, and in addition to his unquestionable skill inside the cockpit, Gordon brings with him a wealth of experience. That will be invaluable as we continue to develop the Corolla in our efforts to extract the very last tenth of a second out of it. With some pre-season testing between now and Donington Park, I am very confident that we can hit the ground running and be a leading contender from the outset. In Gordon, Aaron and Ronan, we have an exceptionally strong lineup, which I honestly believe gives us our best chance yet of challenging for the coveted drivers and manufacturers' crowns. From this, I extrapolate that he thinks this is more about developing the car than outright challenging for the championship, but that is of course the ultimate goal, making note of both Gordon Shedden bringing a wealth of experience and the continued development of the Corolla for those incredibly valuable tenths of a second. They may have had Rob Huff in the car last year, another successful and very experienced driver, but he has had most of his success in World Touring cars, which is very different to the BTCC, which has kind of always gone in its own way since the Super Touring era. With Gordon Shedden, you have the experience of BTCC cars over the last 20 years. Clearly, that was a big part of the deal. Toyota greatly valued what Gordon can offer in terms of knowledge, with a young Ronan Pearson who has shown moments of speed, but not in every race, and an Aaron Taylor-Smith who is experienced, but has never had the levels of success that Gordon Shedden has, not anywhere close. Then it becomes clear why a deal with Gordon Shedden was made. Gordon himself said, "It's pretty well known that I didn't want to leave the BTCC 2 years ago. The team I was due to race with pulled out of the championship on the eve of the season, which was a body blow and completely beyond my control. Since then, my desire to race has never gone away, but I don't do this just to be on the grid, and I was quite clear that I wouldn't come back unless it was with a program that I believed in. That is what I am confident I have found here with Speedworks Motorsport and Toyota Gazoo Racing UK. The deal has come together in a very short space of time. I don't think either of us thought the other was available, but once we began talking, we quickly discovered a lot of common ground and willingness to make something happen. Christian Dick and Danny Buxton are both racers at heart, and their commitment to continuously improving every aspect of the operation struck me immediately. We're all very much on the same page. Everybody has been working hard and keeping their heads down over the winter, and the team is consequently in a good place. Last year, 3 of the 4 Toyota drivers won races in the Corolla, so it's evidently a very capable package, and I'm excited to be working with Neil Brown Engineering again on the engine side, and with Aaron and Ronan as teammates for the first time. The primary objective is to be competitive, so the immediate goal is to tick as many boxes as possible pre-season. We all know that success in the BTCC requires a lot of round pegs to fall into round holes, but experience counts for a lot in this championship, and hopefully everything will come together and we can fight for race wins, if not more. That's what we're here for. A few interesting things come from this. Firstly, Shedden not wanting to leave a couple of years ago may mean he wasn't aware Dynamics were leaving the series, which given his commitment to that team is a little surprising. You'd have thought he'd been one of the first to know. Also, this deal with Toyota has come together in a short space of time, suggesting that Gordon Shedden was not first choice, and that maybe Toyota have not had an easy time looking for drivers who can or are willing to pay for a seat in the BTCC with them. Shedden seems to be confident they can improve on the last few years, and if that is the case, then Shedden would be pushing top 5 based on previous year's performances. And top 5 is usually enough to be in with a chance of the title come year's end. I don't think it'll be that simple. Hopefully Flash can get a win or two, but I have my doubts that Toyota are going to be anything more than a midfield team once again. Gordon Shedden may be just one of the cast of thousands to leave Toyota in the BTCC. Whatever happens, Gordon Shedden is a favourite of mine and a favourite of many of the BTCC fans out there in the world. I wish for Scott all the best as he embarks on his 14th full BTCC season. What do you think about Gordon Shedden's return? Are you surprised to see him rock up in a Toyota? Are you happy to have him back on the grid? Make sure you subscribe for more videos of the BTCC and pretty much all of the motorsport out there. Thank you very much for watching and have a good one.